All right, people, how we doing? We're back for a preview of tomorrow's game, the Manchester Derby in the Premier League, the hosted at Old Trafford, the return fixture from the game where we played um, in the winter at the depths of hell, the emptiest place on the planet, aka the Etihad, um, and managed to pick up a victory against the odds. And I suppose we could, look at this game and think, what are the odds of the same thing happening again? Because once again, Manchester United do go into this game not with nobody really expecting them to beat Manchester City, but maybe there is something to be said about the odds when they are stacked against United. The games that they're expected to win, they don't. Games are expected to lose, they don't. It's the law of to do is to not do. Basically, that's the law of Manchester United. To do is to not do. So in this case, where everyone stacks the odds against United, maybe it's just written in scripture that United don't lose this game, but I don't see it that way. To be honest, I think luck can only get you so far, and Manchester United aren't really a lucky team. We're not a lucky team, I don't think. So it sort of changes its focus away from how's your luck? Yeah, feeling lucky, punk. None of that. It's you still have a you still have a pulse there, bud. You still have a pulse there, punk. That's what we should reverse the statement to, um, because we are very much stringing along this season on life support, and there's really nothing else going for us, barring the Europa League. But in the league sense, there is absolutely nothing to lose. Nothing to lose at all for United. So I don't think there's really much excuse in this game, because let's be honest, the players do like to turn up when they face off against tough opposition. They do tend to, put in a good account for themselves, but we don't know when that's going to continue being the feat, or whether the opposition's better quality just generally outclasses us. Manchester City, though, with injuries hampering their squad, of course, no Hardland, no Rodri, no Stones, no Ake, no Akanji, a bit, the predicted lineup that they have is a little bit, mishmash, but still, you could argue it is significantly better than the Manchester United's predicted starting 11. But last minute injury news for United is that, though not a major injury whatsoever, probably will be fit enough to continue training and feature back in the matchday squads after this weekend, is one Matthias de Ligt, but it is definitely supposed that he is not going to be fit and available for the Manchester Derby. So, yeah, in the sense of things, a big loss, I would say. From an individual standpoint, De Ligt definitely does make a very big impact, or have a very big impact at the back for United. But I think from time to time, the biggest issues with the back line is just a moment. It's a moment that it loses, or a lapse in concentration. It's a moment where the defender loses his man. It's a moment. It's just moments that they just get in, and that's how they can find the back of the net, just the opposition. But as far as individuals go, I think relatively, I think the average performance from each individual in defence has been it's actually been genuinely good. The only person really we can't say that for is in the wing backs. Diogo Dalot has not really had any good performances at all this season. Patrick Dorgu, come back from his suspension, hasn't been bad, but hasn't been that good. So um, I think it's a bit of a it's more of a patience as a virtue for Dorgu's case, but for Dalot, absolutely not. that you are a senior player, you are absolutely on the list of people who should be out far and away the better, most senior performers in the team, and you're performing as though you're still trying to figure out your ass from your elbow. So yeah, let's hope, because it's featured in the predicted lineups, which I'll just quickly run through and give my thoughts on it. The goalkeeper, of course, Onana, which I think we all know. I think everybody in the universe is in agreement, barring rival fans, of course, is that Onana has to go. Absolutely has to go. He's just not good enough. He's just not good enough as a goalkeeper. You know, we had a shot stopper in David De Gea. We let him go for absolutely no reason, and the obsession about, oh, we need ball playing goalkeepers, so you sign a ball playing goalkeeper, and it turns out he just can't really play football full stop. You know, can't really do even the fundamental basics right. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm sure everybody else might agree with that. The back three, or the back five, I should say, but three centre backs is in the form of Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, and Nusayat Mazraoui, and can't disagree with that really. In terms of the players we've got available, I wouldn't really want to put Lindelof into that equation. I wouldn't. I don't think. No, Martinez won't be back. Shaw is still not fully back yet, and Heaven is getting closer, but not fully back yet. Johnny Evans is dead. So yeah, I think in terms of the players we have available, that's probably the most reasonable, um, most reasonable back three that we'd have at our disposal. Of course, wing backs, featuring as Dalot and Dorgu. Of course, you know my feelings on Dalot, and you also know my feelings on Dorgu. Hopefully, the left-hand side has better cohesion in this game than they did in the last game. They're going to need it, because they'll be up against Savino or Savio and Mateus Nunes. So yeah, Nunes and Kusanov. So if anything, that left-hand side has to perform. Has got to perform. We can't not have it performing. The right-hand side, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to break down defensively. So yeah, I think a lot of the work has got to come down that left-hand side, which is absolutely disastrous when you look at the attacker that we have pinned on that left-hand side. And I made a video on him, um, but we'll get to him in just a second. Midfield partnership, looking at Fernandes and Agate, probably the most mobile and the most creative in terms of that sort of balance. I think that's probably the most reasonable midfield duo to go with. I think Casemiro wouldn't be a good choice for the energy levels. Ericsson as well. Toby Collier, I think, would make for a good substitution in terms of bringing just legs onto the pitch and keeping things ticking, doing the basics, and just marking positions on the pitch, taking up space. The front two, the 2 10s, Xerxes and then Garnacho, of course. Garnacho the biggest problem, and Højlund's up top in the number 9. So that attack could do something if we did not have Garnacho starting in the left side of town. If we don't have him, I think the rest of the team speaks for itself. Of course, that's not a good attack either, by the way, because the attack in general just sucks. Like, really, really sucks in this team. But it is made the most golden tinge of shit with the featuring of Garnacho in that team. So, for me, biggest problem is Garnacho, because this guy, oh my god, his head is shoved so far up his own arse at the moment. It's honestly incredible. The ego of the best player in the world, the ability of somebody like Adebayo Akinfenwa. Yeah, it's that desperate now. It is that desperate. Like, realistically, look at the Premier League alternatives of players you can play in Garnacho's position, right? Marcus Rashford, I still wouldn't entertain because that's just a toxic relationship between player and club. And toxicity is actually worse than somebody whose ego just is mad inflated. Um, and I mean, even Sancho probably would be better. I don't really fancy the idea of Sancho being in this team at all, but he'd be better than Garnacho. He would. He would be better than Garnacho. Um, I think there's pretty much there's a whole host of other players that we could have starting in that other 10 position um, that are considerably better than Garnacho. I think Xerxes, obviously, you're sort of forced into that. I'm pretty sure Kobe Mainu is back from injury as well for the most part. Might be wrong on that. Correct me if I am wrong with that. Of course, yet Kobe Mainu is a questionable, is a doubt for the game. I personally wouldn't risk it. I'd see how he is in the week before making any decision on that. That's if he is available. Um, I also think Bayindir is back. Well, Bayindir should be back. If that's the case, then at least I know which goalkeeper I'm rooting for to playing for the rest of the season. Yeah, bench Onana, get him out of the team. I'm sure. I'm sure that Amarim is chomping at the bit because with news media coming out and reporting the dissatisfaction with Andre Onana in the team, hopefully it shows its head when it shows its face when Bayindir makes it back to the bench. That we'll see what the team selection truly does. So at least I know what I would do. I'm sure everybody else would know what they would do either. But yeah, looking at the City team, Ederson in goal, Vardiol, Diaz, Kusanov, and Nunes. Nico Gonzalez. I think it's Nico Gonzalez. Is it Nico Gonzalez in midfield with Bernardo Silva, Doku, Foden, Savio, and Marmoush up top. Now, Marmoush is probably their biggest danger man because the guy can fucking finish. He can finish. Savio is always difficult to defend against. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of opportunities down our left-hand side. And Bernardo Silva over there potentially to overwhelm that defence. So, on a defensive aspect, might pose problems. The Manchester City right. The defensive aspect of that team, is there a weak spot? Absolutely there is. That right hand side is weak defensively. It's strong offensively, but it's so weak defensively. I mean, it really, really is. I mean, Nunes is not. He I don't know what's going on with Mateus Nunes. I really don't know, but he is not that good. He is not that good. I think Kusanov can hold his own. I think aside from a very shaky start in his debut, with that not necessarily an own goal, but passing in for as good as an own goal, and then also getting booked and nearly sent off within the first couple of minutes of your debut, sure is not the way you want to start your career. He's done relatively okay from what I've seen or what I've heard. He's done okay, and I think is definitely needed to having Ruben Dias with him in the centre back partnership. Somebody to to learn from. So I think, but that right back position is just, oh my goodness, and the midfielder to play closer to that right hand side is not necessarily renowned for defensive ability is Bernardo Silva. Bit of tenacity, but not not really not really much in the defensive department there. So overall, I mean, the score prediction that I've gone with the Premier League predictors, I went with 3-1 to Manchester City. Now, people might say, well, that's not very, that's not a lot of belief there. Well, for me, I don't necessarily believe that this game is the sort of game like we don't have that sort of edge to us where we can sort of just rock up to a game, have no business winning it and then winning it. I don't see this team having that edge to it. So I think it's just, another dose of reality. Not to say that I think we'll be just completely decimated or that, 3-1 it's just going to be only Manchester City at the table. I think United could potentially have a very closely contested game for large parts of the 90 minutes, but that split difference in quality might just be what is the difference in the game. So I think caution should be taken for this team, but in the grand scheme of things with the league, there is absolutely nothing to lose here. So I want to see this team fight. I want to see this team throw themselves at just stirring an upset. Go do a league double over Manchester City, right? Go and just give yourself a little bit, just the smallest bit of pride, and make it so that United fans don't just have to keep constantly pulling out their hair. 99% of the fan base is probably bald anyway, just from how it has been supporting this club. I mean, this is a wig. This is a wig. Do you want to sue this? But really, it's hella stressful. Hella stressful. So I'm not expecting much from this game, although the mission statement should be that you go out there and you just play for pride, right? Go out there and actually make yourself well accounted for. Actually salvage a bit of respect for you. I mean, Garnacho in this team is probably going to embarrass himself again, but Christ, just a bit of passion, a bit of desire, a bit of fight, and let's see where we get. Let's see where we go from there with the game. So, guys, pop your predictions for this game down in the comment section down below, as well as what your thoughts are on the teams that I've read out there, whether you would make any changes to that, or whether you think that's the best options we've got, and how you think the game is going to go. But yeah, that's my prediction in the 3-1 to City, but not necessarily a complete blowout performance. So fingers crossed that we can actually have a closely contested game, but end up winning it somehow, some way, because I would like to have a league double over Manchester City. But anyways, comment section, post your thoughts in there. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And we'll see you back here again tomorrow. I don't know about the Sunday night takeaway show because Tont is away. He's disappeared to Europe. He's gone on the piss up. Or gone to have, as Anthony puts it, more dodgy blowjobs. Make of that what you will. And yeah, that's pretty much my my verdict on this game. Take care, people, and yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow. If it's not the Sunday night takeaway show, it will be the reaction or the review for the game. So look out for tomorrow. Something will definitely be coming out. If we do have Sunday night takeaway show tomorrow, I shall probably then push the match review or something like that to the Monday, just so that it's more days for more content. Anyways, take care, people, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.